Hindi sa patutsadahan. May makikinabang dito politically. Yung nangangahas na akala mo hindi pwedeng gawin ng China yan. We are for the fishermen of this country. Akala mo napakagagaling. Hindi naman nila alam kung paano nila gagawin. Pupunta ka doon sa Baho de Masinloc para makipagbarilan ka sa China? Ganun ba yun? Hindi po ganun Let us begin to engage them. I told him, sabi ko, Ambassador, yun pong traditional fishing rights, hindi mabigat na usapin. In public international law, this is only a private right. It does not concern territory. Let's not talk about territory muna ngayon. Isda muna. Para sa ganon, may mapag-umpisahan tayong isang mabuting bagay. Preparado sila Itong napakadaling intindihin, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit ayaw intindihin nung lahat ng may concern dito. Lalong-lalo na po kayo. Dapat nalaman nating lahat ito. It is the responsibility of Commodore Tariela to explain this to our people. Meron pong diferensya Hindi po kukunti ang diferensya, Kapitan. Why? The distances are fixed. We cannot move in all these features into the EEC. Sana mailipat sana natin. Ang Diyos lang makakagawa nun. Paano mo ililipat yung mga features na yung para ilagay dito sa lahat ng EEC natin? We cannot do that. Pagkatapos pag mayroong nagsasabi ng ganito, Kapitan, si Marcoleta pro-China. Hindi po. I have been always for this country. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, inisa-isa ko pong nireview ang credentials po ng 35 senior officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines at ang kanilang ad interim appointments na sila pong lahat ay nasa harapan natin. Sa akin pong palagay, silang lahat po ay dapat makonfirm na ngayong araw na ito. Pero Mr. Chair, I'd like to take advantage of their presence dahil po sa alam na nating nangyayari sa ating bansa ngayon. Palagay ko po, Captain, hindi naman po lingid sa inyong kaalaman yung napakaraming batuhan ng pananalita ngayon mula sa ating panig at sa kampo ng Embahada ng China. Alam po ba ninyo ang mga ito? Ako po, bilang isang Pilipino, nababahala sa ganitong mga wala na yatang katapusang iringan at palitan ng sagutan sa bawat panig. Ako po ay naniniwala na ito po ay hindi nakakatulong sa dalawang bansa. Ganon din po ba ang pananaw ninyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ito po ay pinasimulan ng isang Commodore Tariela. Si Commodore Tariela po ay pumunta sa isang pamantasan natin at doon siya ay nagbahagi ng kanyang discussion at tinawag niya ang Pangulo ng China, si President Xi Jinping, na bully. At meron po siyang daladalang mga caricatures na nagsasalarawan po sa Pangulo ng China sa pangit na paglalarawan. Dahil po doon, malinaw po na nasaktan naman yung Embahada ng China na nandito sa ating bansa. At sinagot po nila yon na sana'y huwag ganito. At mula doon sa pagsagot nilang ganon ay dumami na po yung sagutan at sumali na po yung ibang mga political leaders natin. Ito nga po ang naging dahilan kung bakit ngayon dito sa Senado, pinagtatalunan namin ng isang resolusyon na kung saan ay hinihingi ng Senado na ikondena natin ang lahat ng mga public statements na ginagawa ng embahada ng China. Kapitan, kung ang isa pong bahay ay nasusunog, ito po ba isasabuyan natin ng gasolina o tubig?
Tubig, Your Honor.
Tubig. Alam po ninyo, Captain Pilar, sa sulat po ng ating Secretary of Foreign Affairs sa kagalang-galang na senador ng ating bansa, Senator Risa Ontiveros, to sa bahagi po ng kanyang sulat ay sinasabi po niya, as foreign policy and diplomatic relations are the remit of the department, statement it issues are deliberate, consistent, and anchored on existing foreign policy and instructions of the President. We would not generally take part in statements of other agencies and officials, particularly if this may have been made in personal or unofficial capacity. Balikan po natin yung pananalita ni Commodore Tariel na tinawag niyang bully ang Pangulo ng China. Meron po ba tayong national policy na ang mga heads of state ng ibang bansa ay kailangan pa nating pasaringan ng negatibo?
Your Honor, I believe wala po.
Wala po. Wala rin tayong national policy na gagawa tayo ng caricatures para pasamain natin ang itsura ng mga heads of state ng ibang bansa.
Wala din po, Your Honor.
Sa makatwid, personal po ni Commodore Tariela ang kanyang ginawa. Tama po.
Probable po, Your Honor.
Ang sabi po sa bahagi ng sulat, Captain Pilar, while the lively exchanges of views are permitted in our democratic society, the department, meaning DFA, reiterates that differences and disputes between states are best addressed through established diplomatic channels rather than in public. Ako po'y naniniwala dito. Kayo po'y naniniwala rin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The department believes that escalation, even in public messaging, should be undertaken only when it advances clear strategic objectives and the national interest. Ano pong strategic objective o national interest ang na-achieve natin sa ginawa ni Commodore Tariela na magpakita ng ganong mga statements at mga caricatures sa uncompromising at nakakahiyang paglalarawan sa kanilang head of state? What did we gain strategically in terms of national interest? Meron po ba?
Your Honor, I cannot answer on that.
Hindi, sa panukat mo lang.
Sir, being a member of the armed forces, we are voicing out the term RCs, our rights and our future, and we just stick to what is being dictated in our what is legally ours and what is stated in our law, sir.
What is legally ours must be defended. Must be protected, and we should fight it out to the last drop of our blood. Yung legally ours. At kasama po ninyo ako doon. Kami pong lahat sasama sa inyo doon. Si Commodore Tariela po is the head of the WPS Transparency Group Office. But, Captain, he was not as transparent as he should be in explaining to you and to our people that our exclusive economic zone and West Philippine Sea are two different animals. Ang sinasabi po nila, at tamang-tama naman po ito, meron na po tayong archipelagic baselines which were defined under Republic Act 9522. Malinaw na malinaw po yun. Walang pagtatalo doon. At mula doon sa archipelagic baselines na yon, madidefine natin ang exclusive economic zone, ang ating contiguous zone, ang ating territorial sea. Lahat po nandun. Ngunit, yun pong arbitral award, ang inaward lang sa atin at nilinaw, yung ating exclusive economic zone. Hindi po ni-rule ng arbitral award yung West Philippine Sea. Dalawang bagay po yun. Pinagsasama po nila yon. Alam po ninyo kung ba't tayo nagkakagulo, nagkakaproblema? Meron po tayong mga isla na occupied natin ngayon. Ito yung Kalayaan Island Group. Alam na po ninyo yon. Meron tayong 4 na features in the Kalayaan Island Group. Ito po yung Pagasa, yung Parola, yung Kota, at yung Lankiam. Captain, alam po ninyo yan. Incidentally, Mr. Chairman, itong 4 na features na occupied ng ating bansa, they are way, way beyond our EEZ. Wala po sila sakop ng EEZ. Alam po ba ninyo yon, Captain? Sagutin lamang po ninyo. Alam po ba ninyo na sila po'y wala dun sa limit ng ating exclusive economic zone? Be honest.
It is beyond, within our EEZ, sir.
So hindi po ninyo alam na sila po'y wala dun sa EEZ? Ang akala po ninyo, they're within our EEZ?
Sir, we are already occupying those islands.
No. Chairman, tinatanong ko lamang po, alam po ba ninyo yung ating KIG na binubuo ng 4 na features ay wala po sa sakop ng ating exclusive economic zone? Wag po kayong mahihiya. Kung hindi po nyo alam, I will not take it against you. Alam po ba ninyo na wala siya at hindi sakop ng ating EEZ? Yung 4 na features ng Kalayaan Island Group?
Sir, those islands can also generate EEZs within.
Mr. Chair, ang gusto ko lang sana sagutin niya kung mamaya po pupunta tayo doon eh. Alam po ba ninyo o hindi nyo alam na yung 4 features ng KIG are not within the limits of our EEZ? Yun lang po ang tanong.
Sir, if we base the limits from the mainland Palawan, sir. It is
Kapitan,
way-
ito pong 4 na ito ay wala po sa ating EEZ. Yun po yung malinaw. Baka, kasi po, kaya po nagkakaroon ng pagtatalo. Hanggang ngayon, baka akala po ninyo, nandun sila sa EEZ. Wala po. They are outliers at nandun na po sila sa high seas. Mamaya po, sa pagtatanong ko, malalaman ninyo. Ngayon, ang sinasagot ninyo, itong KIG generates its own exclusive economic zone. Hindi po. Sino po nagsabi sa inyo that it basahin po niyo yung arbitral award. Malinaw po ang sinabi na ito pong Spratlys and the KIG are RACs and they do not generate EEZ. Dito po tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. Pinipilit po natin na pag-isahin, parang interchangeably we're using the EEZ and the West Philippine Sea as one. Hindi po eh. Tingnan po ninyo, Chairman, in Administrative Order number 29, this is 2012, sinabi po niya yung extent po ng ating West Philippine Sea. They invoke Presidential Decree 1596 at nandun nga po yung KIG. Kaya po nahihirapan ngayon ang NAMRIA, including the Department of Foreign Affairs. Nandun po sa AO 29, Section 3 and Section 4, they are being ordered to prepare the charts, the maps, to prepare an official map of the West Philippine Sea and deposit it in the office of the UN Secretary General and notify the appropriate international organizations, including the International Hydrographics Organization, in relation to it. Bakit hindi po nila magawa hanggang ngayon? After 17 years, Mr. Chair, are you surprised why the NAMRIA and the DFA are unable to do this? Kasi nga po yung KIG lies outside our EEC. At pag gumawa po sila ng mapa indicating the coordinates, appropriating the high seas, we will violate the UNCLOS itself. Yun po yung problema. Ngayon, si Commodore Tariela, I don't know kung alam niya ito o hindi. He does not want to inform the public, including the rest of the members of the armed forces. Kapitan, we swear to the Constitution that we will defend the Constitution, all the laws and orders and regulations. Kapag ka magkakaroon po ng giyera sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa, kayo po ang una na sasagupa dito. Kaya dapat po mas interesado kayo kaysa sa amin. Ano ba talaga ipagpapatayan natin dito? We will offer our lives, including the lives of our children, and to die for it, for something that is not even within our EEC. Ang gawin natin po para madali, i-give up natin yung KIG. Then, mako-coordinate na natin lahat. But until and unless nandun yung KIG, wala nga po nasa labas po ng ating exclusive economic zone. Paano po malalagay sa entire West Philippine Sea? Mr. Chair, kaya po yun ang dahilan, hindi po tayo makagawa ng mapa para sana ma-submit na natin. And in our lifetime, we will able to see doon sa entire stretch ng South China Sea, lalabas doon ang West Philippine Sea. Tingnan po ninyo yung mapa ng mundo ngayon, Kapitan. Ang nakalagay South China Sea. Hindi ibig sabihin sa China lahat yon. But in the entire expanse of that body of water, nandun yung EEC ng Vietnam, EEC ng China, EEC ng Malaysia, EEC ng ating bansa. Nandun sa South China Sea. Pero tayong gusto natin, imbes na EEC lang, theoretically ang nandun, gusto nating ilagay yung West Philippine Sea. That's good. Gusto ko rin naman yun. Gusto ko rin naman sa ating lifetime, makita ko rin naman yung West Philippine Sea na ma-drawing doon. How can we do that? There are procedures and steps to do that. Gagawa nga tayo ng mapa eh. Paano ka gagawa ng mapa? I-include mo yung KIG. Hindi po pwedeng mangyari yun. Lalaban lahat sa iyo mga bansa. Because you are appropriating the high seas. Itong napakadaling intindihin, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit ayaw intindihin nung lahat ng may concern dito. Lalong-lalo na po kayo. Dapat nalaman nating lahat ito. It is the responsibility of Commodore Tariela to explain this to our people. Meron pong diferensya eh. Hindi po kukunti ang diferensya, Kapitan. Why? The distances are fixed. We cannot move in all these features into the EEC. Sana mailipat sana natin. Ang Diyos lang makakagawa nun. Paano mo ililipat yung mga features na yung para ilagay dito sa lahat ng EEC natin? We cannot do that. Pagkatapos pag mayroong nagsasabi ng ganito, Kapitan, si Marcoleta pro-China. Hindi po. I have been always for this country. And I will always be. Pero hindi natin po pwede pagtalunan lang natin salitaan. Megaphone diplomacy. Kaya tanong ko po sa inyo kanina, what economic benefits can we gain from this? What strategic motive can we gain from this? Kahapon po, Kapitan, I presented 2 maps before the Senate plenary. In that map, pinakita ko ang mga bansang Vietnam, Malaysia, China, kahit nag-aaway-away sila. Ipinakita ko doon, they were able to manage their differences and were able to develop and explore oil and gas in their areas. Alam po niyo, Vietnam, there were about 60 to 70 exploration in their areas, kasama ang China. Malaysia, about 30 to 40. Ang Pilipinas, 8 to 12 explorations. Because we were unable to manage our differences. But these 2 countries are smart enough to manage their own differences. Tingnan po ninyo yung mapa na pinakita ko. Isang mapang 2013, isang mapa 2024. Malayo na po tayo. Iniwan na po tayo ng milya-milya. Kumain na po tayo ng alikabok. Kasi ang ginagawa natin, patotyahan dito, patotyadan doon. Saan pupunta ito, Kapitan, sa palagay mo? Alam po nyo, ang sabi ng China, pwede naman nating pag-usapan ito. Did you know that I met the ambassador of China because I was invited? Alam po ba kung ano yung una niyang sinabi? Gustong-gusto kong makipag-usap sa lahat ng concerned agencies of your government. If you are be kind enough to tell them that I am open anytime. More specifically, the Secretary of the Department of Defense. Yun po yung una niyang sinabi sa akin. Because I believe, sabi niya, foreign relations is not a zero-sum game. Totoo naman yun eh. Walang dapat makakuha ng gain na nawalan yung isa. Pare-pareho tayong makinabang dapat. And sabi niya, an open discussion, a bilateral discussion is the first start. Bakit hindi po natin gawin yun? Yun lang naman ang pinakikiusap nila. Sabi ko, okay, you want to speak to the Secretary of National Defense? Yes, Your Honor. I'm really very willing. Medyo biniro ko pa nga siya, Chairman. Maybe, why don't you text me? And I will show him your text message. Akala mo, papalabas pa lang ako sa kanilang embahada. Tinext niya na ako. Salamat, sabi niya, Senator Marcoleta, for visiting us. And at sa pag-offer mo na ikaw nang magsabi sa aking gustong mangyari na gusto kong makausap lahat ang concerned agencies of your country. More specifically, Secretary Gibo. Sinulat niya, more specifically, Secretary Gibo of the Department of National Defense. Sana man lang even over coffee. So alam po niyo yung, hindi ko po alam kung yung number po ni Secretary Gibo, yung pa rin. Para mas makasigurado ako, kinausap ko po dahil meron kaming meeting ng ating Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Pinakita ko po sa kanya yung text message. At sabi ko sa kanya, pwede bang ibigay ko sa iyo para ikaw nang mag-transmit o mag-pass kay Secretary Gibo? Okay naman po sa kanya, Mr. Chair. So binigay ko, pinas ko sa kanya yung at siya na daw po ang magbibigay kay Secretary Gibo. Sa ganito pong initiative, Kapitan, ako po ba'y pro-China, Kapitan? Pro-China po ba ako, Kapitan?
No, sir.
Salamat po sa inyong sagot. Hindi po ako pro-China kahit kailan. Ako po ay pro-Pilipinas at sa interes ng Pilipinas. Kung ang China po ay papayag na makipag-usap sa atin, lalong mabuti. Sinabi ko po sa kanya, Kapitan, bakit hindi natin pasimulan ang pag-uusap natin, Mr. Ambassador, sa mga bagay na pwede nating pagkasunduan? Halimbawa, yung mga isda. Wala namang may-ari ng mga isda eh. Bakit sa kabila ng inyong sigalot sa Vietnam, Nagbarilan kayo, nagpatayan kayo. But in the end, you were still able to arrange an agreement between your country and the Gulf of Tonkin in the year 2000. Meron kayong kontrata ngayon. So wala na kayong sigalot sa pangisdaan. Kahit may hostility kayo sa bansang India, nagawa nyo ring ayusin ang inyong hindi pagkakasundo, nagkaroon din kayo ng kontrata sa pangisdaan. Ganon din naman kako nangyari sa Japan. Mahigpit ang labanan ninyo dyan. Nag-iiringan kayo, mainit. Pero nagawa nyo ring ayusin sa ngalan ng mga isda. Why can't we do that here in the Philippines? Magandang tanong yan, sabi niya. Ang totoo niyan, initially, napasimulan na natin nung panahon ni Pangulong Duterte. Ang kaso lang, ngayon, ito nga, patutsadahan ng patutsadahan. Paano nga tayo mag-uusap? Halimbawa, Kapitan, ikaw nagpipinta ka ng isang bagay, isang obra maestra. Nagsisimula ka pa lang magpinta, binabato ka na ng putik ng kung sino-sino. Maumpisahan mo ba yung ginuguhit mong obra maestra, Kapitan?
No, Your Honor.
Kaya nga po kailangan po nating magkaisa. Ayusin po natin ang problema, hindi sa patutsadahan. May makikinabang dito politically. Yung nangangahas na akala mo hindi pwedeng gawin ng China yan. We are for the fishermen of this country. Akala mo napakagagaling. Hindi naman nila alam kung paano nila gagawin. Pupunta ka doon sa Baho de Masinloc para makipagbarilan ka sa China? Ganun ba yun? Hindi po ganun Let us begin to engage them. I told him, sabi ko, Ambassador, yun pong traditional fishing rights, hindi mabigat na usapin. In public international law, this is only a private right. It does not concern territory. Let's not talk about territory muna ngayon. Isda muna. Para sa ganon, may mapag-umpisahan tayong isang mabuting bagay. Preparado sila That's a good start, sabi niya sa amin. Kaso lang, walang gustong makipag-usap Kaya ko po sinasabi ito Ulitin ko po, Kapitan. I was never pro-China. I am pro-Philippines. Kung anong makakabuti sa ating bansa. Palaging ganon ang aking posisyon. Sana po, naintindihan niyo ako, Kapitan. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
My brother Mason, whose appointment is also under consideration. Namely, please stand up as your name is called to be recognized. Colonel Glenn J. Ventura of Katarungan Lodge, who is the incumbent worshipful master. Colonel Benji P. Pendon of Kutambato Lodge, and Colonel Juji Grant General Lau of Manila Lodge. Thank you, brethren, for giving honor to our fraternity, and may you continue to lead as an example to our brothers in the armed forces of the Philippines. I would like also to reiterate the special recognition to my kababayan from Cavite, as mentioned by our dear Congresswoman Lani Mercado. Sana manatili kayong Caviteño, bagamat kayo galing sa iba't ibang lugar, sapagkat ang Cavite ay lupain ng mga mapagkalinga, mapagmahal at matatapang. Siguradong hindi kayo malulungkot sa pananatiling sa lalawigan ng Cavite. That will be all, Mr. Chair, and thank you.
Salamat, Representative Loyola, at kasama mo ako sa iyong paniniwala na ang mga taga Cavite ay mababait na tao. Honorable Amy Marcos.
Ay, pasiklaban na rin lang. Nabanggit na si Kapitan Balolong Pilar. Nais kong banggitin din at i-endorso ng Puspusan, si Colonel Belinda Ferrer Alonto of Pangasinan. Mga Ilocano lahat ito. Colonel Georgie Bravo of the Air Force from Ilocos Sur. Colonel Del Mendo of San Fernando, La Union. Kapitan Noel Marsan of Santa Tomas and Baguio. And also Colonel Mangacer of San Juan, La Union. We already mentioned Jess Pilar and Colonel Reyes, also of the Air Force from Dagupan. Colonel Sergio Ronquillo of our very own Lawag City, Ilocos Norte, and Colonel Urbano of Binmale, Kapitan Paul Carbajal of Luna, La Union, and as mentioned from Isabela, Kapitan Monfort ng Burgos, Kapitan Talamaya ng Etiague, and last but not least, mula sa Mountain Province sa Bisao, Kapitan Bayaw Maaw. So yan na ine-endorso namin ng Puspusan at talagang malaking pasasalamat natin sa ating mga kasundaluhan. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Senator Amy Marcos. Honorable Guico.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues. This representation rises to second the confirmation of the ad interim appointments of the 35 flag and senior officers of the Department of National Defense. The nominees have demonstrated competence, integrity, and dedication to service and are found qualified to assume their respective responsibilities. This representation likewise wishes to express its pride for the following officers from Pangasinan. Pasiklaban na rin eh. Colonel Alan Gonzales Reyes from Dagupan City. Colonel Ronaldo Albano from Binmali. Captain Roderick Berceles Jimeno from Bayambang. Accordingly, this representation respectfully seconds the ad interim appointments of the 35 flag and senior officers of the Department of National Defense. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Guico.
Chair,
Yes, Honorable Albano.
as the only minority who is present here while the two are absent, they should give me something for being the minority. Let me first correct, I don't think there is a flag officer na Albano there. There is an Afable. Afable, no? From Pangasinan. But the minority interposes no objection as reiterated a while ago by my speech, and we would like to confirm their ad interim appointments, Mr. Chair.
Yes, after my manifestation, Honorable Albano, the chair would like to manifest my support to Colonel Glenn J. Ventura. I would like to congratulate Colonel Glenn Ventura. Having known him for quite some time, it is a privilege to acknowledge his well-deserved ad interim promotion. His 26-year career is defined by exceptional leadership, including his command of the 1st Air Reserve Center and his contributions to the presidential security operations. Thank you, Colonel Glenn. Lastly, the chair would like to ask kung may taga Mindanao ba rito? Mukhang lahat, Luzon at merong isa. Please stand up. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, please stand up. Oh, congratulations mga kababayan ko sa Mindanao. No? Ang inyong pong chairman. Oy, ang dami. No? Huwag niyo pong kakalimutan ang inyong chairman si Joboy Aquino, chairman sa Committee on Appropriations sa National Defense. Tayo po ay magkasama ngayon sa inyong pag-approve sa inyong mga promotion. Sige po. If there are no more questions, we can now dispose of comment, Honorable San Juan. Sorry. Tatanong sana kung may mga tiga San Juan. Senator JV.
Yes,
Seto.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Just like to congratulate all the senior officers for your confirmation for today. I just hope that you'll carry on and your with the performance of your duties. We owe you a lot. You can be rest assured that you will have our support as we do here always in the Senate, and then dito sa Senator Lacson at lahat, we have been very supportive of the armed forces, no? With the benefits, through the AFP modernization, we have always given what we can give, no? Kung ano pwede ibigay na benepisyo ay binibigay po natin sa ating mga men and women of the armed forces of the Philippines. And also year in, year out, sabi nga ni Senator Amy Marcos, yung pong pag nag-usapan na rin po ang appropriations, yung budget, yung pong AFP modernization nyo, kapag nababawasan po, sa kabila kami po ang nagdadagdag. Binabalik namin at dinadagdagan. Hindi, biro lang po. But, alam ni Senator, but he always restore and even augment. No? Diyan sila, Senator Lacson has been very supportive of the armed forces and modernization kami po dito sa Senado. You can be rest assured of our support, especially with the very precarious situation, Mr. Chair, with the West Philippine Sea. We can be rest assured of our support. Mas lalo nating, for the record, Mr. Chair, this is the first time that the AFP modernization will receive a huge amount. No? Dati po 10 billion lang, 5 billion, 10 billion for AFP modernization. But this year, dahil po nagkaroon tayo ng extra na pera dahil sa flood control na natapya sa DPWH, we took advantage of that na at least bigay sa AFP ang big chunk of it, no? At least I think we will be having about 30-40 billion in the program funds for the AFP modernization and another 30 billion in the program. So medyo malaki-laki, I think the biggest ever for the AFP modernization. So we commend our men and women in uniform for standing up, for fighting for territorial integrity and our sovereignty. But we need to equip them also. Hindi naman pwedeng panaysigaw lang sila tapang. We need to establish and give them the proper equipment para naman yung hindi naman natin kaya tapatan ng China eh. Yung minimum credible defense posture, yung pong respetado man lang. We have to give them the proper equipment. I'd like to thank our colleagues also from the House, our counterparts for the support for the AFP modernization budget this year, the biggest ever in our history. So yun lang po. Maraming salamat and continue with and carry on to our newly promoted senior officers. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more inquiries from the members? So we can now excuse Captain Just Pilar,
Thank you, sir.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Chair, I move that the committee recommend to the plenary for the commission to confirm the ad interim appointments of the 35 senior officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.